Hello and welcome to week 3 of our home learning. I thought I would share with you today some of the enhancements to the learning program that you're seeing each week that might help to direct some of the learning that goes on and also to inform the students, as we would in the classroom, of what the learning intentions are for each session. So one of the things that we share with the students in the classroom is this notion of the learning intentions. You'll see it sitting up here on this Year 3 program. The learning intentions describe what the students should know or understand or be able to do by the end of each lesson or series of lessons. So it might be for that half hour, or it might be for over the course of a week or even longer. In the classroom, we share these learning intentions with the students. They're visible up on the whiteboard generally. We refer to them often, and if anyone's getting a little bit sidetracked, including sometimes the teacher, it brings us back to the focus of that lesson, what it is that we're trying to teach and master during that session. Alongside that are these success criteria. You'll see on the Year 3 one, they're sitting up here. That will tell us what the students should be able to do to show that they have mastered the skill of the learning intentions. So they're directly related to the learning intention. Generally in the classroom, they're co-constructed. So the students might come up with some dot points or some sentences or some examples or an exemplar, and they're used as the basis for feedback and for self-assessment. So for each of our maths, our literacy and our inquiry units, you will find the learning intention and the success criteria so that the students can keep on track with their skills. As well as that, for each of those, you'll find an enabling prompt and an extending prompt. So sometimes the range of ability is much broader than what the task caters for. So some students might find that the task is too challenging at this point of time. They might not quite be ready for it. So they may choose the enabling prompt. So it's a little bit more manageable, a little bit more achievable. We still have the same learning intention, but it's something that the students can feel very successful in. At the same time, we have students who may have already mastered that skill or require very little work to master that skill, and they may opt to do the extending prompt. Some of those students would be working in an extension or an enrichment group at school, either with myself, with their own teacher, or with another teacher. But at other times, it might be some new learning that they're already really familiar with and need to be taken a little bit further. So the teachers may have contacted you to say, in this circumstance, perhaps your child will be better to do the enabling prompt or the extending prompt, or you may make that decision yourself alongside your child once you see what they are capable of within that prompt. They're all there to support the learner and to support you as parents. In the classroom, we would have a lot more than just one enabling and one extending prompt. The range is always very, very broad, but for the purposes of this learning, we've just included one enabling and one extending prompt. If you're unsure as a parent about whether your child should be doing that, feel free to contact the teacher or myself. We can talk you through it. It may be that your child is at standard, which is perfectly where we want them to be, and the task that's outlined is just right, a good fit